6. The lineup is set. Juice Jam less than 2 weeks away. Stay tuned to find out who's going to be hitting the stage.
Plus, the stress of finding off-campus housing for next year has already begun.
And SU Abroad Week begins today, or it started yesterday. We'll tell you how you can get involved coming up. News Live at 6 starts right now.
Is CitrusTV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
Juice Jam is less than 2 weeks away, and tonight we now know who's hitting the stage. Hello and welcome to CitrusTV News Live at 6. I'm John Perik.
And I'm Jake Morel. CitrusTV reporter Caitlin Campbell is here to break down the Juice Jam news. Caitlin, who are we going to see this year?
6. Hi guys, I'm here on Skytop on South Campus and the Juice Jam lineup has just been released. Now this will feature people like Flo Rida and Rachel Gray. I'm here now with 2 Syracuse students to get their reactions about it. So I'm here with Claire McMahon, American Dominguez, and yeah, what do you guys think about the lineup?
I'm super excited about the lineup. I feel like they got good.
And I'm excited for Flo Rida.
Perfect. What songs are you guys most
Low by Flo Rida.
And Good Feeling by Flo Rida.
That's great. And how will you be preparing for Juice Jam?
So last year I made a playlist and shared it to all of my friends so we knew the songs. So I'm probably going to do the same this year.
Perfect. And I would probably be working on the outfits.
Great. What do you think you're going to wear?
Probably like something very Syracuse affiliated, of course.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much. Tickets can be bought for $25 and doors will open on the 24th at around 12:30. From Skytop, I'm Caitlin Campbell.
Well, Caitlin, thank you very much, and we apologize for any technical difficulties. Now, back to campus here. Yesterday marked the first day of Syracuse University's Abroad Week with events and information sessions about programs, scholarships, internships, and more. SU Abroad hosted many program-specific sessions today, including information about the Madrid Center, summer programs, financial aid, and more. And we'll wrap up the day with a Newhouse Abroad session at 6:30 tonight.
The week will continue with Syracuse Abroad on the Quad tomorrow. The event will be held from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the Shaw Quad and will allow students to meet with program advisors, global ambassadors, and World Partnership Program representatives. Zoom sessions will resume on Thursday, and you can register for those at suabroad.syr.edu.
And finding a place to live here in Syracuse as a student can be tough. Whether it's a house or an apartment, the struggle is real. Now, CitrusTV reporter Morel is with us in studio tonight with some tips and tricks to make the process easier.
John, I'm definitely one to vouch for the housing problems, and even though the school year just began, for many sophomores, the search for junior year housing has almost concluded. As apartments and houses are filling up by the second for the following academic year, many sophomores are left wondering, why didn't we get more notice from the university?
Honestly, I feel like the whole process has been really difficult. As an incoming sophomore, we didn't really get any information. I kind of just heard through the grapevine from some older people telling me I need to get on my housing right now, and it was a whole big mystery that we had to figure out ourselves. We realized that most of these apartments are already taken up by the time we're looking at them because everyone kind of scrambled to get their apartments really quick, had to find roommates, had to find places to live, so it was really just like a whole scramble of like figuring out pricing and trying to find somewhere that's actually available.
Anna is just one of many who feel left in the dark during the housing process, and with complexes being added on for students yearly, there's a surplus of off-campus housing available. The problem is that many options are just out of price range, and most sophomores don't have experience with leases and landlords. Ben Tupper, owner of Rent from Ben Housing, gives us advice when touring houses.
Landlord seems nice. House seems nice. You part ways. Go back to the house 10 minutes later, an hour later, that night. Ask the people who live there, the current people, knock on the door, say, hey, we're thinking of renting this place. Do you recommend the landlord? Do you recommend this house?
The housing process has actually been really stressful. I've been looking into the 505, U Point, Park Point, all of that. I think the prices are kind of outrageous, so it's been hard to figure out where I'm going to live for next year. I wish that they would do housing in like January rather than September, because especially for like transfer students that are sophomores, like they don't have time to like get to know people and like figure out their situation because they just got here and it's already like a really overwhelming time.
Tupper goes on to tell me that the time is now to begin your housing search. If you haven't done so already, you can go onto the Syracuse University off-campus housing page at experience.syr.edu to find nearby properties for the following year. This is Maura Vaughn for Citrus TV. Jake and John, back to you.
Laura, thanks for your coverage tonight. Now, tomorrow, the Center for Policy Research and the Pre-Physicians Assistant Club are hosting a blood drive for the American Red Cross. The drive will take place from 10 to 3 in the Shine Student Center. And if you're interested in donating, the American Red Cross urges you to come. They are currently experiencing a nationwide blood shortage.
And SU student athletes will have new opportunities to sign name, image, and likeness deals. The university is launching Orange United, a new collective to connect athletes with brands. Athletic Director John Wildhack saying, quote, "Today signifies an important milestone in advancing our NIL efforts to benefit all student athletes across our 20 sports."
Have you ever wondered where we're all going to be in 50 years? Well, no one can time travel, but what you can do is show up to Syracuse Stage tomorrow for a show called The Landscape of Tomorrow. This show visually interprets what our lives may look like in 50 years. The event runs from 6 to 7:30, and it's all part of the 20th Annual Syracuse Symposium.
And John, I don't know about you, but I really thought it was going to cool off this week. The temperatures looked nicer, but I'm still sweating on the way to class every day.
Yeah, well, it's just Tuesday. It's just Tuesday. We all know in Syracuse, the forecast can change in a matter of minutes. Brandon, will our forecast this week change in a few days?
Thanks, John. Well, it certainly will, but I'm going to get into that in just a few moments. So right now it's 77 degrees. We're seeing some light showers along with 7 miles per hour winds. But as you mentioned, definitely keeping a little bit of high temperatures, a little bit cooler than we saw last week around this time. Taking a look at our current temperatures, 73 in Fulton, 76 in Rome, 71 in Rochester, and the numbers seem to get a little bit higher as you move south, 77 in Ithaca and Binghamton, and 78 in Elmira. Moving into tonight, though, we are going to see some more showers. It's going to cool off just a little bit, going down to 68 degrees. And these showers are going to go all the way through tonight into tomorrow morning. And we are going to see 3 mile per hour winds. Guys, I'm going to send it back over to you.
Brandon, thank you. A lawsuit filed today against the NFL after claims of racism and discrimination. Buffalo Bills co-owner Terry Pegula was named in the lawsuit for allegedly making racist comments. Pegula said in a statement that the claims made against him were false and that he's, quote, horrified anyone would connect me to any allegation of this kind.
Another Rite Aid near Syracuse is closing. Rite Aid says their Cicero location will close its doors next Monday. That's the Rite Aid over on Thompson Road. This comes after the chain closed several other Syracuse locations in the past couple years. The company also announcing in May they would be closing multiple stores in Western New York and one in Manhattan. The store closures are said to be linked to store performance, business conditions, and current lease deals.
And Ryan McMahon announcing today that Onondaga County will help repair Syracuse homes with heavy lead paint presents. Due to the rapid increase of lead poisoning amongst children in the area, McMahon is committing $1.5 million to the issue. City of Syracuse lead project administrator Jessica Vinciguerra will lead the program.
Early this morning, one man was stabbed after a fight in Syracuse. Around 12:40 in the morning, officers responded to St. Joseph's Hospital for a man being treated with stab wounds in the midsection. The man is expected to survive, and police tonight already have a suspect in custody for this stabbing. 34-year-old Cedric Singleton has been charged with second-degree assault and fourth-degree criminal possession of a weapon. Singleton is currently being held at the Onondaga County Justice Center.
And the state attorney general tonight releasing key video in the investigation into the death of 2 teenage burglary suspects who were shot by an officer last week in DeWitt. Take a look at your screen. 2 vehicles in the lot. A police cruiser pulls in. One vehicle quickly drives away while the white sedan stays put. The cruiser then hits the sedan. The officer then exits his car before the sedan backs into the bushes and then drives off, nearly hitting the officer, who appears to fire his weapon. Shortly after the sedan crashed, 1 teen died in the car and the other one died at the hospital.
Now let's take a look at this new video tonight showing the moment Oneida House exploded. There it is. Whew. You can see the house is immediately torn apart and several emergency crews are thrown to the ground. This happened in Oneida last week. It all started when a 17-year-old crashed his car into the home, splitting the gas line. The driver was taken to the hospital with minor injuries and is expected to be okay. No other injuries were reported.
And police have released the name of a Central New York man wanted for second-degree murder. Marley Oshelmo is believed to have shot and killed Kelvin Godbolt at the South Ave Grocery and Smoke Shop in August. The 22-year-old is considered armed and dangerous. He stands at 5 feet 6 inches, weighs 150 pounds, and has black hair and brown eyes. Oshelmo was last seen at 28 Canton Drive.
And coming up, impeachment talk returns to the House floor, this time surrounding President Biden. Stay tuned to find out why.
And a new university program may help SUNY students with finances. Stay with us.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay. Yeah. Hey Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the CitrusTV newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at CitrusTV News, your campus news leader.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. New tonight, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy has directed House committees to open a formal impeachment inquiry into President Biden. And joining us now is Talking Points executive producer Ben Schiller. Ben, impeachment talk returns.
It's been a pretty busy day on Capitol Hill, to say at least, but I want to make sure I'm getting this quoted accurately. Speaker Kevin McCarthy earlier today said the investigation will focus on allegations of abuse of power, obstruction, and corruption. Speaker Kevin McCarthy today is telling the House it's time to start an impeachment inquiry on President Biden. Keep in mind, the House has been investigating Biden formally since January, tying him to some dealings in foreign countries with his son, Hunter Biden. And keep in mind, Hunter Biden is currently under some investigation right now from the federal government about some tax crimes, alleged tax crimes, and some foreign business operations. So right now, the House just formally wants to open an investigation into President Biden, see what they can discover there.
Well, Ben, it also appears another government shutdown is looming. McCarthy now has to juggle that with the impeachment inquiry, trying to please both sides, the Biden administration with the shutdown and the impeachment inquiry with the far-right representatives. How is he going to do this?
To say at least, it's been 9 months of Kevin McCarthy's speakership. This is going to be the hardest month of a speakership, mainly because there's doing a lot of issues. Government shutdown looming, that deadline set for September 30th. Keep in mind this impeachment inquiry today. That's going to be a very active conversation for the next few months in Congress. At the same time, Congress needs to authorize the Federal Aviation Administration by the end of this month. On the same time, they need to approve disaster relief and aid from Ukraine. It's going to be a very busy month for Kevin McCarthy and Republicans. Keep in mind one thing, I can see some Republicans, especially the far-right Republicans, tying their vote on the government shutdown bill at the end of the month to the impeachment inquiry. It's going to be a very busy month on Capitol Hill, to say at least.
Well, Ben, thanks for your coverage this evening. Now, New York's public university system, SUNY, is lending a hand to struggling students. SUNY announcing today that it will invest around $2,000 a year per student.
The program known as ASAP aims to help SUNY enrollment numbers increase and allow more students to graduate. This program has already been implemented at a community college in Westchester and is expected to be expanded across all 24 additional SUNY campuses. And a Pennsylvania fugitive who broke out of prison almost 2 weeks ago is now armed. Officials say that 34-year-old Danilo Cavalcante found a rifle in an open garage. The owner of the garage witnessed this, shot at Cavalcante multiple times with a pistol, but the fugitive ultimately escaped with the weapon.
Cavalcante has been convicted of murder in Pennsylvania and is wanted for a murder in Brazil. After being sentenced to life in prison, Cavalcante escaped from Chester County Prison on August 31st. Alerts have been sent to local residents, advising them to lock their doors and stay inside. Officials also advised local schools yesterday to close down.
Coming up after the break, we got some rain moving in across the region, as well as your full 5-day forecast. Stay with us.
Do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Meet Norm. He lives with anxiety, but with the help of this latest innovation from Be Normal, he can be normal, just like everyone else. With the swipe of a finger, you can project happiness, confidence, machismo. Why settle for being real when you can be normal? The Normal Maker. New from Be Normal. This item doesn't really work because there's no such thing as normal. We're all different. What we like, how our brains work. In fact, 1 in 5 of us live with mental illness. Don't filter who you are. Start by talking to someone you trust. And remember, there is no normal.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we do have some rain tonight, all throughout the night into tomorrow. Taking a look at our radar here. Now, this is over the next 12 hours. As you can see, the rain is moving all across the state. And like I said, it's going to be all night into tomorrow. Taking a look here at our 5-day forecast. As Wednesday, we're starting off with rain, high of 68 and a low of 54. But for the rest of the week, we're seeing some sun. On Thursday, it's going to be partly cloudy with a high of 65 and a low of 50. On Friday, it's going to be totally sunny with a high of 70 and a low of 50. And for Saturday and Sunday, the clouds are moving in just a little bit with a high of 71, low of 53 on Saturday, and a high of 74, low of 56 on Sunday. So definitely, if you want to plan anything outside, plan it for Friday or even Saturday and Sunday. No classes, always good to have. Guys, I'm going to send it back over to you.
Ooh, Brandon, love that Friday forecast right there. Now, the Department of Justice alleges Google is exploiting its dominance of the internet search market as an effort to lock out competitors and smoother innovation. In its ongoing antitrust lawsuit, the DOJ saying Google rigged the market by locking its search engine as a default on devices across many brands.
Lead litigator Kenneth Dinsler saying, quote, "This case is about the future of the internet and whether Google's search engine will ever face meaningful competition. But don't expect a change anytime soon. A decision isn't expected until next year." Now shifting to sports, CitrusTV's very own Peter Elliott is live at SU Soccer Stadium. Peter, what's going on tonight?
As we get set for the men's soccer team to take on Siena here at 7. Hey, John and Jake, coming up in sports, we're not in studio this time around on South as we get set for the men's soccer team to take on Siena at the top of the hour here at 7 o'clock. We'll talk more after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Jason, let's go see your room.
That's not right. How was it? Is it good?
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Here's to the straggly ones, the first ones. Hey, I look good with this ones. The black, brown, red, and gray ones. The itchy ones. The ones grown by Dad. The ones grown for Dad. The I nearly didn't do it this year ones. And the absolutely filthy ones. They all raise awareness, raise funds, start conversations, and save lives. Because whatever you grow will save a bro. Learn more at Movember.com.
And now, your CitrusTV Sports Report.
From outside SU Soccer Stadium here on South Campus, welcome to sports. I'm Peter Elliott. Sometimes when you win a national championship, there's a little bit of a hangover afterwards. Not that us college students would know anything about that, but for Syracuse men's soccer, there was no sort of hangover at all. Naturally, sometimes when you reach the mountaintop, there's a little bit of backsliding, but from the moment that Syracuse hoisted the College Cup in Cary, North Carolina back in December, Syracuse has been on all gas, no brakes. Coach Ian McIntyre importing 14 transfers from all across the country, and that portaling has paid off so far for Syracuse. The Orange are undefeated. In 5 games, they have yet to lose. The Orange began the season naturally as the #1 team in the country, but draws against ranked opponents like Penn State and Louisville have dropped the Orange to #4 in the United Soccer Coaches rankings. In less than an hour, the Orange have a prime opportunity, though, to steady themselves ahead of a tough stretch of their schedule. Tonight, SU welcomes a Siena team that has struggled mightily so far this season. The Saints are 0-4 and have been outscored 10-2 by opponents in their quartet of losses. They'll likely be in store for even more trouble tonight. Defensively, the Orange have squeezed opposing offenses, shutting out their opponents in 3 of their 5 games. They've also allowed just 3 goals so far this season. Offensively, it's been the Lorenzo Baselli show. The senior is responsible for half the team's 8 goals. That's more than he had all season back in 2022. SU seeks its 4th win of the season tonight. You can watch the game live on AACC Network Extra, and be sure to follow our CitrusTV men's soccer beat reporter Adam Gotkin on X at Adam_Gotkin for live updates inside SU Soccer Stadium. Well, whether it's football or football, Ian McIntyre and Dino Babers, they've got one thing in common. Their squads are both undefeated. And football, the team that plays with the pigskin, well, they've dominated in both of their games so far against Colgate and Western Michigan. But a new test awaits them on Saturday, a familiar Big Ten foe, Purdue. It's a team they played last season, but it's a completely blank slate for this Boilermakers squad. They're coming in with a fresh coaching staff, a brand new quarterback, brand new weapons on offense. So head coach Dino Babers, how do you prepare for a team that you saw last season but is completely different?
I think anytime you have a change in staff, it's difficult. We're watching a lot of tape from a lot of places. Then you have to go back and you got to watch the personnel from the game last year to try to get a feel for them. And then to understand that they're being coached by somebody totally different that may want different things than they wanted before doesn't really make it fair to watch the old tape with the old coaches. So it makes for a lot of homework on our part. But it's going to be a brand new deal for us. We can't base it off of last year.
Funny enough, Dino Babers is to our right, about 20 yards away. That's pretty funny. But at 1-1, Dino Babers' opponent on Saturday in the Orange, Purdue, comes off a one-touchdown win on the road at Virginia Tech, and they also fell to Fresno State, though, in their season opener. Syracuse has only made the trip out to West Lafayette once before in program history. That was back in 2004. And adding to the excitement, Syracuse is also receiving the primetime treatment. This kickoff slated for Saturday at 7:30 on NBC. Well, the men's soccer team, not the only SU squad in action tonight, as head coach Ian McIntyre. You go ahead, coach. No, you're not messing up anything. No, you got something ahead. You got a big game going on. See you, coach. At the top of the hour, in addition to the women's soccer team, the women's volleyball team also in action about an hour southeast here of SU Soccer Stadium. They'll take on Colgate at the top of the hour. This is a Spike and Orange team that has really struggled so far to open up their 2023 campaign. They opened the season 0-6 and dropped. Not only did they lose their first 6 games, they also didn't win a set in any of those games so far. Mercifully, both of those streaks ended last Wednesday when SU won its first game, a 3-1 victory over Cornell in Ithaca. In the Orange, they're staying on the road tonight in upstate New York, but this game against Colgate, it won't be easy. Syracuse has not beaten them since 2012, and the Raiders are winners of 3 straight games. Opening serve set for 7 p.m. on ESPN+. Keep it tuned to the X feed of our CitrusTV volleyball beat reporter, Rahil Jaswal. Finally tonight, some sad news to report. Former Syracuse University standout wide receiver Mike Williams has passed away this morning. Williams went on to star in the NFL for 5 seasons for teams like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Buffalo Bills, and Kansas City Chiefs. Williams was injured in a construction accident earlier this month, and his condition took a turn for the worse. He had been in intensive care for much of the last week. Mike Williams was 36 years old. That's all tonight from sports outside SU Soccer Stadium. I'm Peter Elliott. Keep it tuned after the break for one last look at your wake-up weather.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
breathe right into your foot,
your plumber's masseuse,
yes,
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Welcome to an excellent episode of Live from Studio B.
Welcome back into Citrus TV News. Now let's take a look at our wake-up weather here. It's going to be 64 degrees. We're going to be some showers, like I said earlier. So definitely bring your raincoats and bring your boots. But guys, back to you.
Finally tonight, the viral Savannah Bananas baseball team is coming to the 315. The team, best described as the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball, will play this Thursday at NBT Bank Stadium. Tickets are already sold out in what they are calling their Banana Ball Tour, with upstate New York being their last stop, Jake.
Oh, you know, John, I wish I could go so badly. I think the Bananas are awesome. They're so entertaining. Who would have thought that you could do that Harlem Globetrotter style play with baseball?
Definitely not me, that's for sure. But that is all the time we have for you today on Citrus TV News. Follow us at Citrus TV News on Twitter.
And for all of us at Citrus TV News, I'm Jake Morel.
And I'm John Perik. Take care.